Welcome to MLC TV News Oct, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the Confluent State of Nigeria. I am Jane Abalagbubu. First, the headlines. President MUHAMMADU BUHARI to attend the investiture of MAHAMAT IDRISS DEBY as transition president in Chad. The KOGI State House of Assembly complex engulfs by fire. Cause of fire unknown. Electoral Act 2022. We have murdered rigging of elections in the country and we have buried it, says INEC. Germany's foreign minister has called for action against those responsible for the violent crackdown on protests in Iran. And Cristiano Ronaldo reaches another landmark in his illustrious career by scoring his 700th club goal. And now the news in detail. The President, MUHAMMADU BUHARI, will attend the investiture ceremony of Mahamat Idriss Itno as President of the Transitional Team in the Republic of Chad for 2 years. This is according to a statement signed on Sunday by the President's Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, titled President Buhari to attend the investiture of Mahamat Idriss Deby as Transition President in Chad. The ceremony, which will hold at the capital, N'Djamena, will further accentuate negotiations on peaceful and harmonious return to the democratic process in the country. Following the passing of the former president Idriss Itno in April 2021, the KOGI State House of Assembly building Lokoja was engulfed in fire. The fire, which gutted the chamber and gallery of the assembly, was reported to have started at about 7 a.m. on Monday. The cause of the fire incident could not be immediately ascertained. Meanwhile, the state deputy governor has promised that full investigation shall be carried out on the cause of the fire. Our reporter has more.
The unfortunate fire engulfed the wing that housed the gallery and the chamber, raising it down to ashes, with the remains of irons of chairs, roofs, bars, and doors. The state's deputy governor, Edward Onoja, who immediately visited the scene, said an investigation will be embarked upon to ascertain the cause of the fire. He advised the people not to accuse anyone until the investigation is carried out.
We are a responsible government. And we do not go to town with information without due verification and investigation. When fire incidents happen globally, or any incidents that is untoward, you first detailed investigations by experts and the security agencies. As we speak, they have been directed to do that, and they will come out with their findings. We've been having series of general elections, and there has never been any fire incidents. So I would like to first debunk that it can't be connected to elections. Secondly, you mentioned the issue that we are having with the Dangote cement factory. It is not a brickbat situation to us as a government. It is a legal matter, and it is a matter that will be solved by documents and facts. And we are trending on that path as a government. We are not resorting to self-help. But if people allege or suspect, the investigation will bring out probably what may have led to this fire incident. It's not in my position to say. Like I said, we are a responsible government. And before we go out with any information, we will first do due diligence and due investigations.
He confirmed to journalists that all sensitive documents of the State Assembly are secured. Onoja directed the complex be sealed up until the investigation is concluded and promised an alternative place will be provided for the lawmakers to sit and enact laws for the state.
But for now, what the public should know is that there was a fire incident. No fire incident has ever occurred in KOGI state government asset or building over the years. So it is strange, and it is not a reoccurring event. Be that as it may, we are fortunate as a government that all documents that is in the custody of the KOGI State Assembly are all safe and secured.
The Speaker of KOGI State House of Assembly, Matthew Kolawole, said that he suspected sabotage, but grateful no life was lost and documents were intact. He also assured the people of KOGI State that the State House of Assembly members will continue to work.
I personally am suspecting the sabotage, but however, we are lucky to say the fire does not exceed more than the chamber and all our documents are safe. So that's why we found ourselves this morning. And we believe the House of Assembly will continue his legitimate job. Nobody can stop us, or no fire will stop us to work unless if life is not there. And we thank Almighty God that the whole thing that happened on the day that it was not a working day, so no life is lost, nobody is inside the chamber. So that is all that has happened this morning. And I want to thank the government and the security agency for their swift intervention to have come here so quickly to arrest the situation. And I also thank the government for being proactive to come to pay us a visit at this trying time.
The Secretary to the State Government, Folashade Ayoade, Director General Government House, Orisha Shaibu, Commissioners for Environment, Victor Omofaye, and Commerce, Gabriel Olofu, were among those that visited the scene. Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for MLC TV.
In a press statement made available to journalists by the Police Public Relations Officer for the Commissioner of Police, Kogi State Police Command, SP William Oviaya, following the fire outbreak that razed down the gallery and chambers at the Kogi State House of Assembly today, 10th October 2022, the Commissioner of Police, Kogi State Police Command, led a team of tactical operatives on the spot assessment and has equally ordered a thorough investigation into the incidents. He further tasked the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the State Criminal Investigation Department, SCID, to commence investigations in synergy with the fire service to unravel the remote and immediate cause of the inferno. He has also deployed tactical teams to cordon off the complex for preservation and to ensure adequate security. The President's Lucky Tintan Foundation, Abubakar Isa alias Lucky, has tasked the Muslim faithful across Kogi State to always embrace peace, tolerance, and charity, among other virtues, which he described as pathway to development. Abubakar gave the counsel in a statement issued to newsmen on Sunday in Lokoja in commemoration of this year's Maulud in recognition of the birthday of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Abubakar Lucky said there are important virtues the Holy Prophet is known for, and all his admirers and followers must strive to emulate him since he has become a template for Muslims. He described Muslim faithful in Angpa, Omala, and Olamoboro local governments as people who have pursued peace with those of other faiths, adding that it is what the Holy Prophet wants. As the celebration of the birthday of the Holy Prophet is being commemorated, Abubakar, through his foundation, charged Muslims faithful to use the occasion to pray for peace in Nigeria, cessation of all forms of agitation, and a peaceful general election in 2023. According to Abubakar, the celebration affords the Muslims the opportunity to reflect on the Prophet's deeds and pronouncements, as well as the message he brought from Allah. He enjoined Muslims to emulate the Prophet's teachings, which is to coexist with people of other faiths and continue to demonstrate in their lives the good virtues of the Prophets, so as to engender the peace and unity needed for growth and development of the country in general and that of the state in particular. The Stand Up for Women Society celebrates with the Muslim faithful around the world on the occasion of Maulud Nabi, the birth of Prophet Muhammad. The national president of the SWS, Barrister Deborah Ijadele Adetona, through her national public relations officer, Billy Nwogu, prayed that all the spiritual and physical blessings attached to this day be yours as Muslim faithful in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Adetona used the occasion to also call on Nigerians to go about the campaign in peace, love, and unity, saying the election is not a do-or-die affair. She urged all Nigerians to pray for the present leaders of the country to continue to direct the affairs of the nation in the way of God. Barrister Deborah Ijadele Adetona concluded that if the righteous do nothing, then the wicked will do something. She urged the electorate to exercise their civic rights to allow credible leaders to emerge in positions of authority in the 2023 general elections. She wished all Muslims worldwide a happy Maulud celebration. Members of the Bayelsa State Task Force on Flood Mitigation and Management carried out an on-the-spot assessment of the impact of the disaster on some affected communities, promising succor for the victims. A statement on Sunday said communities visited in Yenogwa and Kolokuma, Opokuma local government areas included Tobaya, Ekpetiama, Odi, Sampo, Kayama, Gbarama, Sabagrea, Okoloba, Biseni, and neighboring communities, as well as some areas within the Yenogwa metropolis. The Commissioner for Environment and Chairman of the task force, Iselema Gbarambiri, lamented the impact of the flooding in Biseni community, which he said was almost totally submerged. Gbarambiri sympathized with the people of the area on behalf of the state governor, who he said was passionate about their well-being, hence the settling up of the task force on flood mitigation on Wednesday during the State Executive Council meeting. On the situation in parts of Kolokuma, Opokuma local government area, such as Odi and Sampo, Gbarambiri said both communities were relatively safe at the moment due to the water barrier built by the government, while areas like Barama, Sabagria, Okoloba, and Kayama were heavily impacted, with institutions such as the Ijaw National Academy, the Girls Secondary School in Kayama, and the Bayelsa State Sports Institute at Aswama flooded. While calling on the federal government to assist the state government in alleviating the sufferings of victims, he stated that all the local government areas would be visited and that succor would be provided for those affected in form of the building of higher grounds, provision of relief materials and medicals. On his part, the State Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Moses Tebowe, said the concrete water barrier built in 3 communities was a pilot project based on the advice of his ministry. He noted that the trial water barrier had proved to be effective so far, saying the government was still monitoring its effectiveness. He assured that a decision will be taken by the government to replicate them in other communities and possibly improve on them. The bill establishing National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies (NBAIS) before the National Assembly has been set for public hearing on 11 October 2022 amidst several challenges. The Nigerian Association of Teachers of Arabic and Islamic Studies (NATAIAS) announced this in a communique on Sunday after its National Executive Committee (NEC) meeting held in Yola, Adamawa State. It was gathered that the communique was signed by the association president, Professor Musa Adeshino Abdulrahim, and Secretary Dr. Muhammad Sharif Ramadan. The association urged stakeholders to contribute positively to the public hearing on the bill so as to ensure fair hearing and speedy passage of the bill. The association in the communique urged NBAIS management to work hard to address all the identified challenges. The body observed that there is acute shortage of teachers of Arabic and Islamic studies in public primary and secondary schools in Adamawa State and complete absence of the twin disciplines in Adamawa State University, Mubi, and Modibo, Adamawa University, Yola. The Commandant, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Lagos, State Command Edenabu Okoro Eweka Sunday made a clarion call to Nigerians at a symposium organized by the Muslim Students Society of Nigeria, MSSN, Lagos Area Unit. Under the able leadership of Miftauddin Tani, Army MSSN Lagos State Area Unit, with the theme Rethinking National Security. The commandant, who spoke through the command's public relations officer, PRO, DSC Abolurin Oluwaseun Olumide, at the symposium charged all sister security agencies in the nation to embrace consistent interagency collaboration, objective intelligence gathering, community relations, feedback mechanisms from citizens, and continuous security education of the civil populace, amongst others, as part of the ways to eradicate the scourging menace of insecurity such as banditry, kidnapping, insurgents, and terrorism, amongst many others. He advised the citizenry on the need for attitudinal change and love for country, especially towards political, socio-economic, and other public policies of government. He also charged the citizens on engagement and involvement in the build-up of a strong national security architecture for the nation as they rethink their national security. Having admonished the participants at the symposium that the nation would get better in their lifetime, he then implored citizens to channel whatsoever genuine grievances they have about the state of the nation through security agencies and other relevant government agencies, in a bid to avoid needless or avoidable security breaches and economic sabotages of the nation's critical national assets and infrastructure by criminals or miscreants, especially now that the electioneering campaigns towards the 2023 general elections have begun. However, the panel session, which was moderated by Sodiq Adekunle to further deepen the discussion, was preceded by intellectual, resourceful, emphatic, and realistic speeches from the keynote speaker and Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamza. Ablai, represented by Dr. Hakim Shitu, Permanent Secretary LASUBEB, the lead speaker Dr. Kabir Adamu, and Superintendent of Police SP Raji Jamil, the representative of the Commissioner of Police CP Lagos State CP Abiodun Alabi. Now on politics. The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has said with the signing of the Electoral Act 2022 and the B-Modal Voter Registration System (BVAS), coupled with other strict measures launched by the Commission, rigging has been completely murdered ahead of the 2023 general elections. The Commission also expressed optimism that the 2023 general elections would not reek of corrupt practices but would be free, fair, and credible. The National Chairman INEC Mahmoud Yakubu said this at a breakfast seminar organized by Christian Men's Fellowship St. James Anglican Church at Sokoro in Abuja. The chairman, who was represented by the Deputy Director of Voter Education Provider Election Monitoring Observation Chukwuemeka Ugbaoja, said strict and lucid measures would be employed to ascertain the authenticity of results. He said, with the Electoral Act 2022, they have murdered rigging of elections in the country, and they have buried it. He wants to tell all ears of authority that that was the great thing that has happened to this country. He, however, warned political parties and all other stakeholders with ulterior motives during the elections to desist, as any suspicious move may attract severe consequences. As the People's Democratic Party flags off its presidential campaign in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital, a member of the National Executive Committee of the party, Kola Ologbondiyan, has expressed the readiness of the party to carry its message of rebuilding the country to Nigerians wherever they are. Ologbondiyan, the immediate past National Publicity Secretary of the party, stated this on Sunday. Amidst the lingering crisis in the party pitching 5 state governors against the National Working Committee on the one hand and the Presidential Campaign Council on the other, Ologbondiyan said the PDP has a way of dealing with its challenges, insisting that in no distant time, whatever crisis currently bedeviling the party would be over. Ologbondiyan's successor, Debo Ologunagba, was also optimistic as he noted that Atiku's 5-point agenda is resonating the Nigerians everywhere they go. He said the party is ready, and so is the presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. They keep talking about the crisis, but there is no crisis if you ask them. Their leaders are talking, and whatsoever disagreements they have would be resolved. Following the successful inauguration of the campaign council, the party and its presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar have chosen to go ahead with the party's activities preparatory for 2023. The chairman of Lagos State Parks and Garages Management Committee, Musiliu Akinsanya, popularly called MC Oluomo, led different groups at a rally on Sunday in support of the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and his running mate, Kashim Shettima. The rally was also organized in the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, for their re-election next year. The solidarity walk was attended by MC Oluomo himself, along with a large number of supporters and Nollywood actors, as thousands of participants converged at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Surulere and walked to Bolade Oshodi in support of the APC candidates. They defied the early morning rain and shut down the routes of the rally to traffic. Security operatives, including the operatives of the Nigerian Police Force, Department of State Services, and the Lagos Neighborhood Safety Corps, were also present at the rally to protect the residents. The 5 million march themed Mother of All rallies was the second pro-Tinubu rally held by the Lagos APC. The first rally was held by women who embarked on a solidarity walk to show their support for the APC presidential candidates. Addressing the supporters, MC Oluomo said the walk became imperative to demonstrate the massive support for Tinubu's presidential ambition. Akinsanya said the former Lagos State Governor has the character, capacity, and competence to provide leadership that everyone will be proud of in the country. We go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV with entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. Now on crime. 10 months after his arrest by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, a notorious drug kingpin in Alabarago area of Ojo, Lagos, Surajo Mohammed has been convicted and sentenced to 7 years imprisonment in a ruling by Justice Yelin Dogoro of the Federal High Court in Lagos. The judge, however, gave the convict an option of 7 million naira fine. Surajo was arrested with 941.15 kgs cannabis on December 2021. Meanwhile, desperate attempts by the Tramadol drug cartel to smuggle into Nigeria over 2,465,000 tablets of the pharmaceutical opioid weighing 2,356 kilograms with an estimated street value of 1,040 million naira through the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, have been foiled by operatives of the NDLEA. The seizure of the drug on Friday, 7th October, came barely a week after about 13.5 million pills of the same opioid, worth over 8.8 billion naira, were recovered by NDLEA operatives from one of the mansions of a billionaire drug baron in the highbrow residential estate, Victoria Garden City, VGC Lekki, Lagos. Soon after its arrival at the Lagos airport, the NDLEA called for a joint examination of the consignment with other stakeholders, and after its information was confirmed by all, the 52 cartons of the seized substance, which are above the recommended threshold for medical use and banned in the country, were moved to the agency's facility. In the same vein, another bid to export through the airport 15 parcels of cannabis and 600 grams of tramadol, 225 milligrams concealed in a sack of crayfish to Dubai, UAE, was equally thwarted by operatives who seized the consignment and subsequently arrested a freight agent, Osaho Alex Ekweme, who presented it for exports. While commending the operatives of the agency for their unrelenting efforts, Chairman of NDLEA Mohammed Buba Marwa urged them to remain steadfast, resolute and unrelenting until the last gram of illicit drugs is taken away from the streets of Nigeria. Now on foreign. Germany's foreign minister has called for action against those responsible for the violent crackdown on protests in Iran. Annalena Baerbock said Germany would ensure the European Union froze assets and imposed entry bans. She described those who beat up women and girls on the streets as standing on the wrong side of history. EU foreign ministers are expected to decide on sanctions on 17 October, according to Reuters news agency. Speaking to a German newspaper, Baerbock also criticized those who condemned to death people who want nothing other than to live free. She told Iranians they stand by them and they will continue to do so. The proposed sanctions came after the death of Mahsa Amini sparked demonstrations throughout the country. The 22-year-old died in custody after being detained by Iran's morality police on 16 September. Dozens of Iranians have lost their lives after taking to the streets to protest Amini's death. The Iran Human Rights Group, based in Norway, said at least 185 people, including 19 children, had died since the unrest began. Iran state media said 20 members of the Islamic Revolution Guard Corps, police and security forces have been killed. French Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne has arrived in Algeria on a two-day visit aimed at improving ties with the former French colony, a major gas exporter. Borne's delegation includes 16 ministers, more than a third of our government. She expected to sign deals on economic cooperation. Ties between the two nations soured last year after French President Emmanuel Macron questioned Algeria's existence as a nation before the French occupation. Relations were restored when Macron visited the country in August. Now on sports. Cristiano Ronaldo reached another landmark in his illustrious career by scoring his 700th club goal in Manchester United win at Everton. The goal took the 37-year-old Portuguese forward's tally to 144 for United across his two spells at the club. He scored 450 for Real Madrid, 101 for Juventus, and 5 for Sporting Lisbon. Sunday's goal at Goodison Park was only the second of the season for Ronaldo, whose 699th goal came in the Europa League against FC Sheriff in September. England's Jodie Edward-Shadoff clinched her first LPGA Tour title as she held on to claim a one-shot victory at the Mediheal Championship in California. The 34-year-old, who began the final day with a 4-shot lead, recorded a 1-under-71 to finish on 15 under as she edged out Japan's Yuka Sazo. Edward-Shadoff's compatriot Georgia Hall finished tied third on 13 under. "It's a little bit surreal," said Edward-Shadoff after earning her maiden triumph at the 246th attempt. She added, she didn't know if this moment would ever come. She's really grateful for everybody who's on her team. Last year was really hard, but she's standing here because of them. And over to Matthias Ayodeji Peter for the entertainment news.
Other entertainment news, Anikulapo to be developed into a series. According to director Kunle Afolayan, a spin-off series from the Netflix film will begin pre-production soon. Fans of Kunle Afolayan's new Netflix hit Anikulapo are in for more excitement as the filmmaker has confirmed a spin-off series in the works. In an Instagram live chat with members of the cast, Afolayan shared that the film was originally intended to be a series, but the former was created as an audience test. Set in the ancient Oyo Empire, Anikulapo follows an ambitious young man's quest for fame and fortune. The Netflix original starring Kunle Remi, Bimbo Ademoye, Shola Shobowale, and an enviable list of veteran Yoruba language film stars debuted on October 1 to an instant acclaim from critics and film lovers. The film also maintained an impressive top 10 spots in over 5 countries, including the United Kingdom, Kenya, Nigeria, and the Bahamas. Still on our entertainment news from Africa, Grammy singer Damini Ogulu, popularly known by his stage name Burna Boy, is on the lips of many for scoring an invite to American singer Beyoncé's party. The Nigerian singer was among the few attendees at Beyoncé's Tiffany & Co's party in Paris. A photo on social media showed the singer conversing with Beyoncé, who wore a bright smile. Winning an invite to Queen B's party and having a rare opportunity to converse with her is no doubt a big win for the singer. In 2019, Burna Boy had revealed what it was like working with Beyoncé. He shared his experience and said working with Beyoncé on a track off a curated album for the Lion King movie was great. And that is all on entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for MLC TV.
Thank you, Matthias, for the entertainment update. And that is the size of our package today. Join us tomorrow at this same hour to watch our news as we give you updates on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malachi TV, like and follow our Facebook page, MLC TV, Instagram, MLC TV 2021, and Twitter at MLC TV 1. For your events, coverage, information, contribution, advert and sponsorship, please call any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join us Fridays and Saturdays to watch our special programs. It is Malachi TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. I am Jane Balagbubu. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together. Good day and thanks for watching.